Hey guys, GC Ganon here, and welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy I, The Dawn of Souls. In the last episode, we went through all of the Chaos Shrine, that was 2,000 years in the past, did all the rematches for all the elemental feats, and the final boss is right through that door, right there. I got everyone the full HP and full MP. I'm pretty sure they have all the best stuff. Hold on, let me load my information about the boss just so I know what I'm dealing with. And we're going through that door. Wait. Is that who I think it... Garland? Is that you? Do you remember me? I was once known as a Knight of Cornelia. It is Garland. 2,000 years from now, you killed me. I am Garland. Oh, you did defeat me then. But the four great forces saved me by sending me back through time. Once here, I sent the four fiends into the future. Where they shall once again use the four great forces to send me into the past. In 2,000 years, I will remember none of this. Uh-oh. But I will be reborn again here. So even as you die again and again, I shall return. Born again into this endless circle that I have created. This is it, our final battle against the Dark Lord Chaos. He has an HP of 20,000, an attack of 170, an accuracy of 200, a defense of 100, and agility of 50, intelligence of 40, evasion of 100, and a magic defense of 2. Chaos has no weakness, and he's resistant to pretty much everything, which is reasonable because he's the final boss. His physical attacks are powerful and have an added paralysis effect. He wields an array of elemental and non-elemental magic. As with all enemies, Chaos follows a strict spell cycle and a separate skill cycle. He casts the following spells in repeating order: Huzaga, Slowra, Thundaga, Curaja, Haste, Firaga, Bizarra, and Flare. He will use the following skills in the repeating order: Blaze, Tsunami, Cyclone, and Earthquake. His unique version of Blaze is a strong fire elemental attack that is more powerful than any other monster ability of the same name. Tsunami and Cyclone deal heavy non-elemental damage, and Earthquake is an earth elemental instant kill. Chaos attacks primarily with the three elements of fire, ice, and lightning, liberating physical fighters with Slowra and increasing his physical capability with Haste, as well as healing himself to full health with Curaja. To finish off, he will use his most powerful attack, Flare. It is wise to give 3 characters a ribbon. In the NES and Origins versions, there are only 3 ribbons, so one party member will have to make it without. It's recommended that the players give the ribbons to the mages. In other versions, the player can get a 4th ribbon so he can give ribbons to every party member. The ribbons decrease the damage of most of Chaos' spells, as well as resisting the paralysis from his physical attacks and the instant death caused by Earthquake. Characters without a ribbon should have Null All cast on them by a white wizard, or at the very least Null Death by a white or red wizard to avoid aforementioned paralysis and instant death. Protect Rings cannot block Earthquake, as it is an Earth Elemental and not Death Elemental. Slowra can be countered with Haste by using either ninjas, black wizards, or red wizards. Chaos is resistant to every element and has high magic defense, so the best weapon strikes work at the best. Knights, ninjas, masters, and if unneeded for healing, red wizards should have Haste cast upon them. Temper should be used on the physical fighters unless the version being played is the original NES Famicom, where the spell is bugged. Physical fighters can use the Giant's Gloves to boost their attack. power even faster than with Temper. Though if the party has casters who know Temper, they can buff and attack in the same turn. Buffing should be done up until Chaos casts Karaja, which is the party's cue to go heavily offensive before Chaos reaches Karaja again in his spell cycle. To help defend against Chaos's physical attacks, the party should utilize several casts of Invisora, either cast by white or red wizards or by using the white robe item, Improtera. Afterwards, white wizards should focus on healing with Hilaga to target the entire party. Without a white wizard, high intelligence characters like the black wizard and red wizard should use the healing staff and or healing helms when the entire party needs to be healed. The red wizard can fall back to Kiraga if only a single target needs HP restored. If a black wizard finished buffing and has a free turn, he can attack with Flare. If the party has few high intelligence characters, it may be necessary to have 3 party members healing with the healing staff and healing helms, and only 1 character focused on attacking. And god, that was a mouthful! Anyway, of course the reward, since he's the final boss, is pretty much nothing. Because after this, the game will end. Overall, Chaos is probably the hardest boss you'll ever fight in this game. Not counting out of the main game. There are some bonus bosses that actually are harder than Chaos. But still, just be on your guard and have a good strategy at hand. Anyway, let's get on to this epic battle. To the final boss, Chaos. He has 20,000 hit points. Usual strategy? I'm gonna let you listen to this. Game, set, match, Chaos. I stayed quiet the whole boss fight. I wanted you to listen to that theme. It's the best. And finally, for a final time, you get to hear the famous victory fanfare. Or not. Now that's more like it. The time loop was severed at last. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years had ended, and peace prevailed once more. The light of the four crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath. But magnified by the four forces meant to guide our world, that trick of fate also gave birth to the Fiends. Monsters ran rampant and the world sank into darkness. But all that is now past. With the four forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew, a world where Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself await. When was this fateful day that sent time spiraling into a loop? None can say. It seems the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever. But the bravery of four young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. None will ever recall the struggle the four endured. For breaking of the chain means that it never existed. But within the tales of fantasy that people tell, the memory of their deeds lives on. Tales of dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached for the heavens, even as they fell. And now their return is upon us. With the memory of their struggle buried deep in their hearts, they will quietly watch over our world. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended. That the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. For you are the warrior who crossed time. You are the bringer of light. And that's the end of Final Fantasy. Well, that's the end. Now my thoughts on the game. This was actually a pretty good game. I will admit though, it's not my favorite. I will have to admit 15 was probably my favorite game of all. But we'll get to that later. It was a fun experience. I mean, I'm a fan of RPGs. I've been a fan of them ever since I first played them. Of course, we still got the second game, but that's going to be at a different date. Really, the only problem I had with this game is I hate editing the random encounters. Mainly just because it takes so much time, but nonetheless, it was an exciting adventure. It was fun to create videos on this, and I'm glad I did it as my second Let's Play. It was a relatively short Let's Play. It was shorter than Shadow Dragon, we'll be sure for that. This was probably about between 15 to 18 parts. But we're not done yet. There's 4 more dungeons we can access. There are 5 if you're playing the PSP or the mobile version, but of course I'm playing GBA. There are only 4 more dungeons left in this game we need to explore. And of course you know which ones I'm talking about. I'm saving these for the end because they're gonna be the most difficult dungeons in the game. But I will also admit, Square Enix, you created one of the best games. You create one of the best video game franchises I've ever seen. But that's why you're so loved by everybody. The end. Now the question is what my next Let's Play will be. I'm gonna keep that as a mystery. You'll see eventually. Save clear data. Clear data allows you to start a new game with your beast area intact, but any data file you overwrite will be lost. Yes. Select file. Level 64. Yes, I ended my character's level is my favorite number. Yes. So you ended at level 65 and level 64. Not bad. But that's the end of Final Fantasy 1 for now. Now, how am I going to do this bonus content? Or this extra dungeons? This is going to be bonus content I will cover in the midst of my third Let's Play.
I'm not really going to cover it as a requirement of the Let's Play, because right now, in terms of this, I'm done with the main game. The main game is pretty much the Let's Play, plus I'll do extra bonus content if there is any. I will cover that at a later date, just like how I'm doing Fire Emblem Shadow Dragons bonus content, but that's gonna be way up by the time this finale's posted. Anyways, hope you guys did all enjoy. Be sure to smash that like button if you did. Be sure to subscribe if you already haven't. And also, go subscribe to my, the two friends that I brought along that actually have YouTube channels. Captain Caveman and Camzilla. I'm glad I chose them to become one of the 4 Warriors of Light. Anyways, see you guys next time.